1,500, the Christmas at Ascot handicap. They're all in the starter with the button. Ready to be dispatched. Set. Racing. Beanie's one of the last of them away. Next Stop the Moon commenced very well, and so did from the inside Seconda Vita. Puskas is now making a charge across to be right on speed early on, and Ensign Pulver settled between horses with Quick Reflex out deeper. Good Fortune there getting into traffic and has to ease back there to get out of that bubble. Down on the inside next of all when they get going is Scintillating, and it was being followed after a length and a half to Beanie, who's back in the field in front of the stablemates You're Dreamin', and also towards the tail end of the proceedings is Dainty Pat. Leaving the back at the 800 mark, and Next Stop the Moon leads the way out onto the side of the course. Running second, Puskas, but off the bridle and being heeled along. Bombardment's up third, back on the inside, Ensign Pulver fourth. Almost 2 lengths behind those. Down on the inside, Seconda Vita. Ridden along under great pressure there is Quick Reflex. Good Fortune goes up to split those. Followed then by You're Dreamin', who's well back in the field. Dainty Pat, Scintillating, and Beanie last. Into the straight now at the 350, and Next Stop the Moon sailed away from them. Down past the distance, 300 from home, and Next Stop the Moon had shot about 4 in front now, nearly 5 in fact clear. Good battle for the miners at the moment. Down on the inside, Ensign Pulver, Seconda Vita, Scintillating, Good Fortune. They're all queuing up, but the winner is home and host. Next Stop the Moon. Next Stop is in the winner's enclosure. Next Stop the Moon won by 6. Seconda Vita second, just in front of Scintillating. In behind the Ensign Pulver, Beanie's made up ground. You're Dreamin' wider out from Good Fortune, followed further back by Dainty Pat, Bombardment, and the last 2 home. They did include Puskas, who's back with Quick Reflex. Next Stop the Moon, Jared Noski blitzes them there in race 4. Led, controlled, and just ran them into the ground. Next Stop the Moon, the Keltis 5-year-old with its second victory in 8. And a big winning margin. Gap them. Jared Noski for Dan and Ben Pearce takes out race 4 in the most emphatic of fashion. Over number 10, Seconda Vita, and 4, Scintillating, as we stand by for official placings. 5-10-4. Looks as though that's the call. The winner for Distinct Racing and Breeding, Jeff Evans by Keltis out of Full Moon. Trained by Dan and Ben Pearce and ridden by Jared Noski. Thought 10 Seconda Vita got the nod for the minor spot. Robin Cotman by Discorsi from Frizzle. Troy Turner just in front of 4 Scintillating by Blackfriars out of We Own a Lady, Neville Parnham and Chris Parnham. 5-10-4. Fourth to Ensign Pulver. 5-10-4-2. 124.86. They did run along 5 3/4 ahead. The margins, a great victory, and 35 point something or other is the sectional. Just missing that there from the judge. Okay, let's go to the yard next with race 5, the Amelia Park handicap at 2 after 3, where 5 Crystal Dane and 10 Smug Noxious are out of the first leg of the quaddie. Well, it ran the fave. Next Stop the Moon. It won like a favourite should, and punters were queuing up well before the winner greeted the judge.
It was a very, very easy watch if you were on the favourite, and if you're the trainer, Ben Pearce, was it just as easy to watch that?
Yeah, it was. He won well. He got across easy, and they left him alone in front, so he got it all his own way. But yeah, he was really travelling on straightening and put him away.
Were you expecting him to win by that sort of margin today?
Not really. I mean, he's always shown us some ability, but he was a bit of a rogue early on, so he's just taken a little bit of time to sort of get himself together and work out what it's all about, and sort of conduct himself in a good manner.
With that maturity now on his side, do you keep going and progress to a Saturday race?
Possibly. We'll just see how he pulls up. I mean, yeah, you got to remember that was only a Class 1. Yeah, each step at a time.
As the season draws to its conclusion today, the final day of the 2018-19 season, what's been the highlight for Team Pearce? Is it the Karrakatta?
Yeah, definitely the Karrakatta win. Look, we've had a really good season, and like for Dan and I, only in our second year as a partnership, we're thrilled with the way the stable's going.
And so you should be. Well done.
Thank you.
Ben Pearce there, the win of Next Stop the Moon. And Pete, when you looked at the figures of Next Stop the Moon coming into this, it's quite interesting, really. His last start figure compared to the rest of the field.
Next Stop the Moon's last start figure was the best part of 5 lengths above average or above the standard, whereas the next best was Your Dreamin', which is 2.5 lengths below that. And when you add that up, it's about 7 lengths or so difference, and that's pretty much what Next Stop the Moon won by.
And that just goes to show that those who are clock watchers, people who do like the rating system, that is really what it's been eventuated today when we've seen the horse win by some margin, and on paper that's exactly what it looked like.
And certainly as soon as Jared Noske rolled forward on the horse, you had to even be more confident basically, because you know that the horse has that ability under its hood, so to speak, and obviously the rest of the field had to make up a few lengths.
And just watching the horse in its prelim, it always looked like it was a little bit fiery and fresh today. Jared, just saying in the prelim he looked fiery, he looked fresh, and seemed to get to the front quite easily.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, probably suited him backing up because he was actually a bit more settled than usual. So he's just a higher revving horse, and yeah, it suited him well today.
You wouldn't see, but behind you, you were the only horse you wanted to be on, cruising really comfortably. But did you even look over your shoulder in the concluding stages just to see how much you'd be in front by?
No, I couldn't hear anything coming. There's no need to. He done it pretty easy in front, and yeah, it's a good. He felt like he was going slow in front, and he had no one bothering him, so that was a good feeling.
A nice win, well done.
Thank you.
Jared Noske combining with Dan and Ben Pearce with the very impressive victory of Next Stop the Moon.